Okay, so you clicked on this video and you know we're talking about metal elitism. Throughout my journey on YouTube, I discovered metal elitism. Before I was on YouTube, I was completely naive because I enjoyed every single type of music out there, whether it was metal, whether it was death metal, black metal, or anything like that. But I come to fruition that there are many different people, individuals that don't believe in my values. Metal elitism is quite a big problem. In my opinion, metal elitism is an individual that respects their music, that thinks their music taste is a lot better than ours, and they usually cry about it if we don't agree with it. Metal elitists at times don't respect us. So one primary thing is the overall music. A lot of metal elitists love the older stuff, love the older death metal, love the older black metal, and at times, hell, love the older metalcore. Metalcore is a huge branch that we're going to talk about on this video, whether metalcore is metal or not. In my opinion, I'm going to go straight out there. Metalcore is metal. The riffs are hard, the chord progression as well. It has a strong influence of a lot of music genres out there, but in my opinion, metalcore is metal. But you get a lot of people that don't agree that metalcore is metal. Okay, so we agree to disagree. Metal elitism can, of course, be quite toxic because it could also cause some fights. With metal, you want everyone to come together. You want everyone to come together and just reunite of what wonderful genre we have in the world of metal. Metal is such a diverse, various genre that there's just so much to discover. Black metal sounds very different to death metal. Death metal sounds very different to doom metal. Metalcore sounds very different to power metal. Metal elitism is holding back metal, in my opinion. When a metal elitist loves a particular band and they realize that this band is getting bigger and bigger, well, they'll just eventually go on to the next underground brand. Because in my opinion, metal elitism doesn't want to see the band succeed. They just want the band to sound exactly the same, doesn't want to be experimental. So when a band becomes big, they are obviously called sellouts. I've got news for you, metal elitists. Every single band wants to get bigger so they can provide for the family, so they can play concerts, grow a fan base. They're not going to cater just for you. No, they're not going to cater just for you. They want to have a career. If they don't get big, they're going to end up on the side street begging for money. Metal elitism really holds the band hostage, in my opinion. Because they don't want to change their sound. We've seen so many bands change their sound, and a lot of elitists don't like that. And a lot of fans don't like that. But for those that say, I have no idea where this video is going, but for those to say that, oh, they sold out because they've changed their sound, I just don't like the term sellout, because the band obviously is getting bigger and bigger, and they're starting to sell shows, starting to sell albums, and they're starting to get income from this project they have committed all their lives. Usually metal elitists have some crazy takes as well. They just listen to a particular subgenre of metal, like black metal, death metal, and don't give a chance to any other metal out there. Because black metal and death metal is high above any other genres out there. Although I do agree with the last statement, well, that's just my opinion, a lot of people don't agree. I've tried to get my friend into black metal, death metal, doom metal, and he just says it straight out to me. He doesn't enjoy that music, which I highly respect him. I don't go out and start a fight with him or anything like that and say, you don't like my music, man. I mean, who does that? But I'm sure a few metal elitists do, because if you don't like my music, you're not my friend. Music is not everything. I mean, there are other important things other than music, other than metal. And yet metal elitism can be quite toxic. Like a modern metalcore song or something, when a modern metalcore song is playing and some people say that's not real metal. Well, if it's heavy, if it's crushing, if it's got breakdowns, it certainly is metal and heavy. Some stuff you listen to, this is much more heavier. It's just a different mentality between metal elitism and us, for example. For example, I love black metal, doom metal, death metal, at times some metalcore, power metal, progressive metal. I love it all, and a lot of people, I believe, should be more open-minded. Yeah, I mean, listening to just black metal non-stop, oh god, I'm going to be called a poser here by a metal elitist. I listen to black metal non-stop would be quite monotonous and boring. Like, I wouldn't listen to black metal all my life. You gotta branch out and explore a bit, and a lot of metal elitists don't really do that. They just want to sit in their cave and listen to everything all dark and gloomy and brutal. Yes, there are different metal elitists out there. The main, probably primary factor would be the black metal elitists, and even black metal elitists attack their own genre, saying, oh, Alcest isn't metal, Death Heaven isn't black metal, Violent Cold isn't black metal. Anyone that experiments or something and puts a synth net there or there is apparently not black metal. Well, if you have shrieky vocals and crazy guitar riffs with tremolo picking and blast beats, it certainly has to be black metal with an evil atmosphere. Let's be honest, black metal is evolving. There are certainly some great black metal bands of the modern 21st century and some really crap black metal bands in the 21st century. But I do appreciate how they experiment. I've heard some fantastic black metal albums of the 2020s, and even this year's black metal albums have been pretty good. But you know what? A lot of crazy elitists will say, the production's too clean, this isn't black metal, it's not black metal, this isn't black metal at all, what is this? Where's that Dark Throne-esque sound? Where is that Mayhem sound? Where is that Marduk sound? Metal elitism has a closed mind. I don't want to be involved in metal elitism. I certainly have explored the metal realm. One particular subgenre I am sort of iffy about is slam metal. Don't really like slam metal. I can appreciate the musicality and the riffs and just aggressive vocals, but I just don't like slam metal. Maybe if I expose myself to more slam metal, I really enjoy it. I really do enjoy metalcore and how metalcore is evolving and how metalcore is getting into the mainstream now and getting others involved in the realm of metal. Metalcore is, in my opinion, probably the gateway for others to get into heavier music. For example, maybe Lorna Shore, which a band I don't really like, maybe Lorna Shore will get people into death metal, such as, or even black metal, because they do have some black metal aesthetics in their songs, and listen to bands like Marduk or even Cannibal Corpse or even Death. Like, maybe metalcore, deathcore can be the gateway for people to get into other great metal music out there. In my opinion, I really welcome deathcore and metalcore to the metal realm just because that it is at times quite poppy and it will engage, attract other listeners. It will get people grooving and move on to other sort of genres in metal because they haven't explored power metal, which is more majestic and epic with some infectious, fantastic guitar leads. Then they could move on to more darker music, black metal, death metal. It's like a hierarchical structure for metal. In my opinion, black metal is right up the top, but that's just the elitism talking in me. But yeah, they could just explore the world of metal. There's a lifetime of bands out there, there's a lifetime of genres out there, and it really is a chance to explore. But metal elitism is holding everyone back, because if some person that just found out a great song, clicks on a video and sees a metal elitism saying that, oh, tech death is garbage, metalcore isn't metal, only true black metal is the real black metal, they might be inclined to actually go into the adventures of metal because they'll probably think that, you know what, all people are like this. If I like a band, what are other metal people going to say to me? This is a video I always wanted to do. Metal elitism is quite a toxic mentality in my opinion. Of course there are so many elitists out there and maybe they do it on YouTube just to rival you up. for those that come to my channel, all metal is welcome here. You know, I like all kinds of metal. Like, I may be a bit harsh with the modern era of metal, especially in 2023, where I think that not many albums have been that great other than a few years ago, but I still respect and appreciate all kinds of metal, even if it's black metal, even if it's metalcore. Yes, elitists may not want to even touch or hear about metalcore, and they'll just call it garbage, but they probably had never ever listened to this particular band, have never ever listened to a particular song. I say if you're a metal elitist, be more open-minded. Just be more open-minded. Expand your horizons. Are you really just going to listen to the same old black metal band, same old death metal band all your life? You'll soon realize what other great music you have missed out on. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think about this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about metal elitism. Metal elitism can be quite toxic, and unfortunately, it's not going to stop. Metal elitism will be around to the day we die. For the metal elitism that likes the older albums, that likes the 80s black metal, that likes the 90s black metal, those people, before those albums were released, that like the heavy metal, traditional heavy side of things in metal, would probably say that the 90s and 80s black metal albums aren't real metal. You see, it's like a cycle. It's like a cycle. Oh, that's not real metal. This is not real metal. What is this? You get what I mean? It's a cycle. Metal elitism altogether will not die. Will not die. And it's just going to be a continuing cycle. One day, the modern metalcore elitists will say that the generational metalcore isn't real metal. One day, the modern black metal elitists will probably say the next wave of black metal isn't black metal, it's not metal at all. It's crazy to think. Usually they criticize the production, the songwriting. Black metal elitism just love the raw production that sounds out of a potato. Well, some people like the cleaner production, like the more atmospheric production. Anyway, I'm ranting non-stop. But yeah, that's my video on metal elitism. Always wanted to do this video. Before YouTube, I discovered what metal elitism was. I thought everyone would enjoy the music, I thought everyone loved music, loved metal in general, but yeah, digging deep and discovering more YouTube channels, it is a very dark side of metal. Yeah, so let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.